Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
what's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll take your plate.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news summary of 12. My name is Hansen Der Represent.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation.
Center here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. A pleasant good evening. Welcome to News Dex 45 minutes of the latest news from Liberia and other parts of the world. The top stories we are following tonight: Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, CENTAR, releases 2024 State of Corruption Report, with 83% of the population holding the view that the government is corrupt. Following a month-long legal battle, government of Liberia to extradite suspect Ted Bruce to the United States of America on allegation of statutory rape. United partisans in Bong County called on President Joseph Boakai to dismiss Bong Superintendent Howard Norris on allegations of misconduct. And of the home front, at least 49 people, including several school children, have been killed in the floods that have swept through South Africa's Eastern Cape province, according to the BBC. The details of these developments, including the news bulletin, voices of the newsmakers, sports, are all packaged in this edition. We're taking a short break to be back.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
Well, thanks for rejoining us. This news program is sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Let's now join Emmanuel Sensee to bring us the news bulletin. Good evening.
Good evening, Marka. Good evening, everyone. The Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, CENTAR, has officially launched its 2024 State of Corruption Report in Liberia with the public perception. The corruption perception shows that 83% of the population in the country holds the view that there is an ongoing systemic corruption in the Liberian government. The findings of the report earmarked the Liberia police as the most corrupt institution in the country, as well as bribery in the national legislature and nepotism in the judiciary branch of government. CENTAR's program manager Gerard Yakula disclosed that the survey sampled like large number of people in several parts throughout the country. Speaking during the release of the State of Corruption report on Wednesday, Anthony Yakula said the report is intended to help reduce corruption in government and the private sector. Government lawyers have won the month-long legal battle at the Monrovia City Court seeking to extradite suspect Othello Bruce to the United States of America on allegation of statutory rape. The Monrovia City Court on Wednesday confirmed suspect Bruce's deportation ordered after defense lawyer Councillor James Comey lost his appealed proceedings before Criminal Court A. This means Judge Roosevelt Willie has reaffirmed Magistrate Ben Barker's decision for his deportation on grounds that prosecuting lawyers' evidence to the court established that there is an existing treaty between the U.S. government and the Liberian government, contrary to defense lawyers' claims that no treaty exists between the two countries. Our judicial correspondent said suspect Othello Bruce's extradition was triggered a formal request from the U.S. government accusing him of raping his 16-year-old daughter in the United States of America in 2012. The U.S. government's account further claimed that following his alleged action, he escaped from the U.S. aid to avoid prosecution. The governing United Party's Youth Alliance in Bon County is urging President Joseph Boakai to take decisive action by dismissing the county superintendent, Howard Norris, due to allegations of misconduct. Speaking to journalists in Banga on Wednesday, the youth accused Madam Norris of showing disrespect and marginalizing supporters of the Unity Party who played crucial roles in bringing the party to power. The allegations against Superintendent Norris include favoritism, mismanagement of public funds, and violation of procurement rules. The youth claimed that she has been prioritizing opposition figures by awarding then government contracts by they believed are meant for supporters of the UP, something according to them undermines the party's integrity. The Unity Party Youth Wing is therefore calling for an immediate action to ensure unity and accountability in Bon County. Alicia Sumo and Ato Chicks re-echoed these following their radio appearance in Banga, Bon County. A prominent Nima County activist, Ashton Gopez Selepo, has strongly criticized Senator Nyang Toyen for what he calls dishonest and politically motivated attacks against Aslamita Liberia. Senator Toyen, during a press conference on Tuesday, accused Aslamita of failing to honor its mineral development agreement with the government and dismissed the company's investment in Liberia. But activist Selepo says the senator is misleading the public and ignoring the company's major achievements, including the recent dedication of West Africa's first iron ore concentrator in Tokade, a part of its Phase 2 expansion valued at $2 billion. The former Nima County senatorial candidate says the project is creating up to 5,000 jobs and includes new investments in port, processing facilities, and training programs. He noted that ArcelorMittal has fully met 14 of its 21 MDA commitments, including railway and port rehabilitation, advanced scholarship, payment of over $428 million in taxes and royalties, and education support for over 1,000 dependents. 6 other commitments have been sustainably fulfilled, including local procurement, medical care, overseas staff training, and education infrastructure support. Selepo added that the company's environmental programs are ongoing with 40 EPA reports submitted, 150,000 indigenous trees planted, and 25 conservation agreements signed. He accused Senator Toyen of using ArcelorMittal as a distraction to regain political favor, stating the senator has become unpopular and sees the Nimba superintendent as a threat to his re-election. Selepo also reminded the public that in 2013, Toyen defended the government's seizure of the Nimba County Social Development Fund while working at NASCOD, and said Toyen never supported community or student initiative and only talks about ArcelorMittal after returning from abroad. Selepo highlighted AML's recent employment efforts, including aptitude testing for 1,000 youths, with over 150 already being recruited and other heading to the company's vocational training center. The daughter of the late former First Lady, Nessie Doe, has attributed her early death to the lifelong torment from Grand Gillette County Senator Zoe Pennon through supernatural means. Veronica Mamin Doe described Senator Zoe Pennon as demo and monster whose sole objective is to take all the properties of late President Samuel Doe by his refusal to turn over all documents given his mother during the height days of the Liberian Civil War. Speaking on a local radio show Tuesday, Ms. Doe announced that Senator Pennon is banned from reaching anywhere near the compound of the late First Lady as he has been celebrating her death. Meanwhile, Veronica Doe claimed that over the years, Senator Zoe Pennon has also refused to turn over documents of shares the late president has in some companies and businesses in Liberia. However, Senator Zoe Pennon is yet to officially respond to these claims, as there appears to be a wrath between the Grand Jide County Senator and the Doe family. This was also made public by Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn when he recently visited the bereaved Doe family, acknowledging there is a deep problem existing. Vivi Kuhn, doing a brief statement at the late former First Lady's residence, called on the elders of Grand Jide to resolve the problem. 20 fishermen from across the 9 coastal counties in Liberia have been certified in sea safety and outboard engine maintenance following a 10-day intensive training at the Liberia Maritime Training Institute. The program, which ran from June 2 to 10, was organized by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, the FAO, in collaboration with the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA, LMTI, and CFAO Mobility, the official importer and distributor of Yamaha products in Liberia. The training is part of the FAO-led initiative strengthening capacities in the fishery and rice cultivation sectors for food security and nutrition improvement, being funded by the government of Japan and aims to promote sustainable fisheries and enhance food security in Liberia. The satisfied fishermen, now designated as trainers, will return to their respective communities to transfer the knowledge gained in elementary first aid, sea safety, fire prevention, and firefighting, as well as Yamaha outboard motor operation and maintenance. At the closing ceremony, Musa Sando, officer in charge at FAO, hailed the program as a significant and rewarding moment for Liberia's maritime fishing communities. He highlighted the importance of the training in reducing sea accidents, especially among small-scale fisheries using traditional dock-out canoes. For his part, NAFA's Deputy Director General for Technical Services, William Boer, applauded the collaborative effort and urged participants to share the knowledge gained. He challenged the beneficiaries to return to their communities, maintain the engine, and provide training to others. Also speaking, CFAO Mobility Managing Director Navin Chinder underscored the critical role of training in equipment sustainability, pledging his company's continuous technical support to the fishery community. Bone County District 7 Representative Fulid Formula is expected to launch his 4th surgical outreach this Thursday in Bone Mines Town, former district, in a significant initiative aimed at improving access to healthcare. The surgical outreach, which has been providing essential surgical procedures to underserved communities and offering a range of services, include minor and major surgeries, consultations, and follow-up care. The program has previously received commendation for its impact on the health of the local population, with many praising Representative Famuled for his dedication to addressing healthcare disparities. Access to quality health care is a fundamental right for every citizen, said Famuled in his statement ahead of the launch. The outreach program is designed to reach those who may not otherwise have the opportunity to receive necessary medical attention. Residents of Foreman and Sanoye districts, comprised of Bone County Electoral District 7, have lauded Representative Famule's initiative, recognizing its importance in a region where healthcare resources are often limited. The residents have described the program as a blessing for the community, adding many of them could not have been able to afford surgery without the outreach, adding they are thankful to Representative Famule for his support. The program is expected to bring together medical professionals from various fields as well as volunteers dedicated to ensuring the success of the initiative. The launch event will take place at the Myean Health Center, where officials will provide detailed information about the services to be offered and how residents can participate. The executive director of the Center for Media Studies and Peace Development, Marka Joseph, wants government to demonstrate the political will to have flourishing freedom of information law regime. According to Joseph, government has to guarantee adequate funding, protecting the Independent Information Commission, and promoting the culture that value openness and accountability in the country. According to him, political leadership is the key driver that will transform Liberia's FOR framework and provide open governance. Speaking at the start of a two-day Freedom of Information Awareness, Compliance, and Records Management training for government public relations officers, Marka Joseph noted that access to information is a cornerstone of democratic governance. Giving an overview of the training, the Commissioner of the Independent Information Commission, Joyce Hodge, explained that the objective is to enhance the knowledge and skills of government public relations professionals in the use of the FOR law to promote public access to information. Hodge stressed that the training is also to ensure full compliance and best practices in records management, noting access to information is a fundamental right. He explained that upon taking over the commission, he observed that records management is a huge problem, stressing the need to address the gaps. And out of Liberia, at least 49 people, including several school children, have been killed in the flood that have swept through South Africa's Eastern Cape province as torrential rain and snow have hit parts of the country. The numbers are just escalating hour after hour. The situation is so bad on the ground, Provincial Premier Oscar Myean said. Among the bodies recovered are those of 4 children, a driver and a conductor who were on a bus that was carried away in flood waters as it was crossing a bridge in the town of Mutata on Tuesday morning. Myean said rescue efforts were continuing to find 4 more children who had been in the vehicle that has since been found on a riverbank with no one inside. Earlier, an official had told the private TV station Newsroom Africa that 8 bodies, including that of the bus driver, had been found. Public broadcaster SABC reported that 3 children were rescued alive on Tuesday, found clinging to a tree. It is now known that there were 13 people on the bus, 11 of them school children. Well, that's the shape of the news bulletin, and it's back to Marka for continuation of the program.
Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrel?
The black barrel is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in your grateful manner, we'll keep your later Liberia.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Emmanuel Sensee for bringing us the news bulletin tonight. It is a regular feature here on News Dex. If you're just joining us, one of the top stories we are following tonight: Unity partisans in Bong County called on President Joseph Boakai to dismiss Bong Superintendent Howard Norris on allegations of misconduct. To this first development, the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, Central, has officially launched its 2024 State of Corruption Report in Liberia. The corruption perception shows that 83% of the population hold the view that there is an ongoing systemic corruption in the government. The findings of the report earmarked the Liberian National Police as the most corrupt institution in the country, as well as bribery in the national legislature and nepotism in the judiciary branch of government. Center's program manager, Gerald Yakula, read the report. Well, he is Gerald Yakula, the program manager of Center, the speaking when the Center released its corruption report today in Monrovia. The governing Unity Party's Youth Alliance in Bond County is urging President Joseph Boakai to take decisive action by dismissing the county's superintendent, Howard Norris, due to allegations of misconduct. Speaking to journalists in Banga on Wednesday, the youth accused Madam Norris of showing disrespect and marginalizing supporters of the Unity Party who played crucial roles in bringing the party to power. Alasha Sumo and Arthur Chicks re-echoed this following their radio appearance in Banga, Bon County.
Those are some of the reasons we come here. And this money is not going to our rates. It's going to the commodities in the area. The national channel, the national channel is somewhere, a million dollars is here. That is so that is usually a count to selling that because we might live on our office are something to buy. How does it go to China from the party? China said we party. You cannot be a contract party and you say yes to a party.
Well, some members of the Unity Party youth wing in Bong County, they're speaking. A prominent Nimba County activist, Armstrong Gobaselepo, has strongly criticized Senator Yan Twaye for what he calls dishonest and politically motivated attacks against ArcelorMittal Liberia. Senator Twaye, during the press conference on Tuesday, accused Mittal of failing to honor its mineral development agreement with the government and dismissed the company's investment in the country. But activist Lepo says the senator is misleading the public and ignoring the company's major achievements, including the recent dedication of West Africa's first iron ore concentrator in Tokade, a part of its Phase 2 expansion valued at $2 billion. He said they stand by the company.
We will protect the investment. 1.4 billion investment in that small investment. So if you have to say, how come that should be the 2 million? How possible is it somebody that can do 2 million? It's not because he gives them an investor, they see that SPS people like is that some budget for SPS budget against your money for SPS is money against customer with that. Not against SPS, not against any other company. I think you to call for benefit. When you cannot take minimum of the app, then you come out, you stay here and travel around, damage the competition, you travel around, and so you can see that you guys are trying to support the investment. You support the investment, and we ask for the that. What I'm saying, becomes you have to be social security. All the times you get social security, you will not do you have to be the community will us admire. First of all, go on YouTube, YouTube. Normally, the architect show when the 18, normally the architect show about the right to this research of this our money, our capital money, and use it for the right to and he's starting that studio. He defended that criminal last investment. Just we are not part of it, and we are not going to support the politician to stay more to recycle money. Because he has totally lost because he wants to do you see the partnership his job. Everybody started with the community engagement. We have the community and because of being communicated, the secretary is getting the answer feel that you want to use the aspect of that care and as a gardening, you're getting a you I want to be clear. So the vision is all about this. We have never been able to get back to say we have to support only the government become a state and now
He is an activist from Lemba, former senatorial candidate Armstrong Gobaselepo, there responding to Senator Yan Twaye when he recently accused ArcelorMittal of failing to honor its mineral development agreement. The daughter of late former First Lady Nancy Doe has attributed her early death to the lifelong torment from Grand Jida County Senator Zoe Pennon through what she calls supernatural means. Veronica Mami Doe described Senator Zoe Pennon as a demon and monster whose sole objective is to take all the properties of late President Samuel Doe by his refusal to turn over all documents given his mother during the heydays of the Liberian Civil War. Speaking on a local radio talk show on Tuesday, Ms. Doe announced that Senator Pennon is banned from reaching anywhere near the compound of the late former First Lady, as he has been celebrating her death.
He is a demon. He is evil. That is one of the reasons I'm here. But one of the reasons I'm here, the main reason is because it is very regrettable that her voice was not accorded any honor. It wasn't listened to at all, anywhere. He lived as if she was never ever First Lady of Liberia. No benefits, no pensions, no acknowledgement, no privileges. Like I said, her diplomatic passport was stripped from her, and she died with an ordinary passport. Because there were systems, there were barriers in place. And the second reason is to really reveal how Zoe Penny was instrumental in the demise of my mother. So not only was he instrumental in tormenting her while she was alive, he is going out of his way for us not to have a burial. It's not the government, it's anything else, it's Zoe Emmanuel Penny. He tormented her for so long. Even after her death, Zoe was still being in her burial process. He stopped certain people from going, he stopped this from happening. He sabotages. That's the second most important reason I'm here. Not because of fame. I can't stand there and do nothing and let her burial just go up in shits.
Meanwhile, Veronica Doe claimed that over the years, Senator Zoe Pennon has also refused to turn over documents of shares the late president has in some companies and businesses in Liberia.
Father's older sister. So we're first cousins. The last time I spoke to Zoe was 2023. And the reason I spoke to him then was because, he's always having family reconciliation. Oh, okay, I'm going to bring your father's documentation. And also, he has my father's documents. This is what he promised my mother in 2023. He said, oh, Mom, I'm going to make sure I take you to President Myean. He's always at my house. We're always eating together. We're good friends. I'm going to take you there. I'm going to make sure I speak to them. They're going to give you your benefits. They're going to recognize you as who you're supposed to recognize. Everything, the Dominion, the Vanish, everything. Even the echo, I'm going to make sure that everything is settled. And I said to her, I said, Mom, please don't go. This guy has been saying this thing for the past 15 years, and nothing has happened. And after we meet him, my mom gets ill. He still went. He had given the money and said to my mom, okay, here's $300. We're going to celebrate at your house first on one day, and then on Sunday, we're going to my house. At your house, I would like you to take this $300 and buy a white sheep, and kill a white sheep in your house. And then the lady, she was just visiting. She said to me, when we want to kill spiritually, that's what we do. We sacrifice a white sheep in the yard. She called me to tell me. And she said, just when you can't eat sheep, but you can eat goat. So go and get yourself a goat. So my mom, had to go and buy the goat and cooked it.
Well, she is the daughter of the First Lady Nancy Doe, Veronica Mami Doe there speaking. However, Senator Zoe Pennon is there to officially respond to these claims, as there appears to be a rift between the Grand Juda County Senator and the Doe family. This was also made public by Vice President Jeremiah Cohn when he recently visited the bereaved Doe family, acknowledging there is a deep problem existing. VP Cohn, during a brief statement at the late former First Lady's residence, called on the elders of Grand Juda to resolve the problem. His Vice President Jeremiah Kunde speaking when he recently visited the home of late former First Lady Nancy Doe. If you are just joining us, you are listening to 45 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. We broadcast from Dupont Road in Painesville, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. In world news tonight, 20 fishermen from across the 9 coastal counties in Liberia have been certified in sea safety and outboard engine maintenance following a 10-day intensive training at the Liberia Maritime Training Institute. The program, which ran from June 2 to 10, was organized by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, in collaboration with the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, LMTR, and CFAO Mobility, the official importer and distributor of Yamaha products in Liberia. At the closing ceremony of the training, Musa Sanon, officer in charge of FAO Liberia, hailed the program as a significant and rewarding moment for Liberia's marine fishing communities. He highlighted the importance of the training in reducing sea accidents, especially on small-scale fishers using traditional duck-out canoes.
In Liberia, over years are dominated with small duck-out canoes. We sail a practical primitive and a traditional method of fishing with hooks and lines, while other arms subscribe phenomenal fishing gears towards fishing. These canoes have no navigating equipment with gears, life jacket, etc., for safe and navigation of fisheries, often resulting in accidents which has claimed several lives at sea. The Atlantic Ocean sometimes experience high tide rise, placing small-scale fisheries at risk while on fishing expedition. Therefore, with its ecosystem approach to fisheries management globally in collaboration with NAFA, seek to enhance small-scale fisheries capacity in sea safety and outboard engine, routine repairs and maintenance. Through our current intervention, strengthening capacity in fisheries and rice cultivation sector for food security and nutritional development funded by the government of Japan, sea safety and outboard engine training by certified institutions like LMTI, Seafowl Mobility, which is probably the first of its kind in Liberia.
For his part, NAFA's Deputy Director General for Technical Services, William Boyer, applauded the collective efforts and urged participants to share the knowledge gained. He challenged the beneficiaries to return to their respective communities, maintain the engines, and provide training to others. He is the Deputy Director General for Technical Services at NAFA, William Boyer. There, speaking earlier on, you listen to Musa Salon, the officer in charge of FAO Liberia. Well, Navin Chender, the managing director of FAO Mobility also spoke at the occasion.
Which FAO has bought, we are the ones who have supplied those Torgbeans, as we are the official distributors of Yamaha in the country. Now, from the past experience we had, we realized that some projects are only successful if people who are getting these Torgbeans know how to use them, how to maintain them, where to find parts, what oil to use. The first batch which was given, I think the training was not up to the mark. So this time when we sat on the discussion table with the FAA and with NAFTA, we said before the OBMs go out to the sea, or before people receive them, I think it's important for us to train them on basic maintenance. And we also wanted to have feedback from the end user as to what kind of problems they face when they go out in the sea.
The Executive Director of the Center for Media Studies and Peace Building, Malcolm Joseph, warns government to demonstrate the political will to have flourishing freedom of information law regime. According to Joseph, government has to guarantee adequate funding, protecting the Independent Information Commission, and promoting the culture that value openness and accountability in the country. According to him, political leadership is the key driver that will transform Liberia's FOI framework and provide open governance.
Information is a cornerstone of democratic governance and a fundamental human rights recognized globally. The information there was enacted at Torgbean mentioned the Olympics in 2010. It has played a significant role in our national economy towards transparency, accountability, and citizenship power. According to the latest assessment, US FOI rates moderately well compared to other countries in the continent of Africa, was scored that reflect solid legal framework, also highlights that the practical implementation of the plan. The record is among 10 best information laws in the world. However, this policy foundation also has posed a need for effective effort to strengthen its enforcement.
He is Malcolm Joseph, the Executive Director of the Center for Media Studies and Peace Building. He was speaking at the start of the two-day Freedom of Information Awareness, Compliance, and Records Management training for government public relations officers. I'll give you an overview of the training. Commissioner of the Independent Information Commission, George Hodges, explained that the objective is to enhance the knowledge and skills of government public relations professionals in the use of the FOI law to promote public awareness or public access to information.
Information is a fundamental right, guaranteed our Constitution, Article 15 of the Nigerian Constitution, and there are other international legal framework support access to information. And the government has been active the field establishing the information commission to oversee the implementation of the security foundation laws of our country. Ever since establishment, there have been activities moving to providing the access to information.
Well, he is the head of the Independent Information Commission, George Hodges, there speaking. Earlier on, you listened to Malcolm Joseph, the Executive Director of the Center for Media Studies and Peace Building. They spoke at the opening of a two-day Freedom of Information Awareness, Compliance, and Records Management training in Monrovia. Well, this is how we love to draw the curtains on tonight's presentation of News Desk. But before we go, these are the top stories we followed. Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, CENTAL, releases 2024 State of Corruption report with 83% of the population holding the view that the government is corrupt. Following a month-long legal battle, government of Liberia to extradite suspect Othello Bros to the United States on allegation of statutory rape. Unity partisans in Bong County called on President Joseph Boakai to dismiss Bong Superintendent Howard Norris on allegation of misconduct. And of the home front, at least 49 people, including several school children, have been killed in the floods that have swept through South Africa's Eastern Cape province, according to the BBC. Many thanks to all of you for your listening role. Thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped to make this edition of News Dex a success. Emmanuel Sensee read the news bulletin. Sorry, we could not bring you sports tonight. Johnson Batom and Sarah Control and coordinated the sounds. Thanks to Myean who have been carrying us live on Real TV Online. Our sponsors Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. My name is Marka Davis. Good night.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll keep you later.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News Summary of 12. My name is Hansen der Capuchin.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life, that's what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
We are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to True FM 96.1.